this game. So white play e4, I will play c6. So this is Caro-Kann. And white play e5. This is not a common move. Usually white play d4 or d3 or knight f3. These are the most common move. So the problem of e5 is the pawn pushing like too far away from the rest of the pieces, and this pawn is very easy to be a target. And black can play d6 to offer a trade. So in this game we play d5. This is also something we can consider, but d6 is suggested as the best move from the book move. And the reason is, if white take our pawn, and we can take that with our pawn, so we will have a center pawn d5 later on. And or another interesting move is play e5. This is something we can consider, and then we can take a d6 pawn. The pawn, as I said, is too far away from the rest of pieces. White cannot protect that. And once black taking this pawn, black has a very good center pawn at e5. So if white doesn't take d6, for example d4, and that's a mistake actually, because we take the pawn and there is a queen a5, we can fork and take the pawn, so black can win a center pawn at the beginning, and that's really good. So d5, d4, bishop f5, knight c3. So here we have advanced variation of Caro-Kann. So we have a solid structure. The center is good, and we put our bishop out of the pawn structure. This is good, instead of making our bishop like blocked by our own pawns. And 3 c5 is also good, like started challenge center. And so white divide two pieces to attack us, but it doesn't matter. We like block the attack and also block the check, and at the same time we develop pieces. So yeah, take the pawn. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a blunder. So white should definitely thinking about the safety of the bishop. So taking the pawn, we won a minor piece, and that's a huge advantage. So I think black is definitely winning. F6. We want to attack the center, but we need to be aware about the c6 pawn. Okay, so we lost the pawn, but we're still better. So yeah, in this position we need to think about the king safety. And the black king is quite exposed, or at least the e file and the d file, the both like center files are semi-open, which means white can attack our king. And also thinking about this diagonal after losing the c6 pawn, this is something white can take advantage of. So the best move is castle. Remember 3 principles in opening. Control the center. We're doing well on controlling the center. All the pieces are controlling center squares. The second thing is dividing pieces. So we have divided the minor pieces, the queen, that's good. And the third thing is king safety. So I'm ordering the 3 principles, doesn't mean the principles, doesn't mean the importance of the principles. So usually the 3 principles are all equally important. And yeah, so the last thing we haven't done yet is make the king safe. And in this case, we need to castle. And after castling, we will have these 2 rooks, and especially the h8 rook also develop, targeting at the semi-open file. And we are way better than our opponent. And the problem with bishop c5 is queen to b5. This is fork, and we will lose our bishop. And we cannot castle. So white will be better than us. So queen to c5, offering queen trade, so we cannot win the e5. And yeah, that's a mistake. And in this game, our opponent found this move. We won the knight, but the thing is, our king is very weak. Queen b7, yes, we have to move the queen to d6. And queen to b4, king to c7. So you know what, actually I think we can attack the queen, because once we attack the queen, white cannot make a proper discovery attack, but it's a bit complicated. So check c4, that's a very good move. Open up this file, because our king is at the c file. I think this is really good move. offering a queen trade, that's good. So trading queens is a very useful technique when we defend. Check and then win another piece. So now we are kind of making our king in a safe way, as long as we can control the files and open files, and our king can sit at the corner. Now we turn the danger into safety. Our ping piece. King to a, yes, now our king is safe, quite safe, because we have light square bishop, we can control all the light squares, and white doesn't have a light square bishop, so yeah, we don't need to worry much about this diagonal. Okay, then we checkmate at the background. Awesome. So I think both sides made mistakes at material, and so if white, like for example, I'm thinking white should have a good way. So maybe, yeah, instead of taking the pawn with the queen, white should develop the rook to a c1, using the rook to take c4. And the queen is controlling all the squares. And after making the rook at c4, white involve as many pieces as possible to attack the black kid. And this is a problem for black. So we take that with the queen. So the problem is these two rooks are still like at the starting position, I would say, and only using these two pieces, this is what white did, doesn't really put much threat to the king. So that's the problem with the attacking from white. And that's it.